In the last year, while I was writing a book, I had the help of a good friend of mine that decided to sponsor the book. And that good friend is here in the back, Lise. And she helped me lose 50 pounds in the last year. So please, Lise, come to the front.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for coming out. I met Valerie through a business coach, an event, a networking event, and then we did further work. And to my surprise, one day she called and she said, "I'd like to work with you. I'd like to lose some weight." And I was thrilled, of course, so we started working together. And it was through that journey that I discovered that I had had an event in my life that had left me feeling broken and likely somewhat PTSD-ish. And when we started working and I was learning from Valerie, what I was learning was, you know, the things she just mentioned, that she was buying stuff because of the adrenaline rush, and that she was surrounding herself with a lot of stuff because it made her feel like there was security. Those are the same reasons that people eat and put on weight, because it brings them a sense of security. It makes them feel like they're safe, they're well enveloped. And when they're choosing a wrong food, at that moment, it gives them that sense of rush, that feeling of doing something, but it never lasts, you see? And that's how we keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And so when Valerie told me about her book, I thought, there's so many similarities between the decluttering and the decluttering of the body fat, that I wanted to participate because I thought, you know, we have much of the same audience. You know, people put on weight for reasons that are not external. I always say putting on weight is not something that happens between the hand and the mouth. There was a trauma, and the solution to the trauma, someone we trusted said, is a fill in the blank. Is it a cake? Is it a ice cream? Is it a chocolate? So the answer to the trauma became embedded in our mind as being that treat. And so there's a lot of work to be done at losing weight. It's not an external solution because it's an internal problem. So we have to work at it from that end as well. So I left the federal government over 7 years ago to do what Valerie did, is to help other people who have discovered that they can't do this over and over again, just losing the weight and then regaining it. We got to go at the source and we got to figure it out. And I want to thank Valerie and Jean-Michel, thank you, for writing this book, because there are so many eye-opening moments. I'm guessing that there's a lot of people who have not been to Afghanistan, who don't think that they deserve to be diagnosed as PTSD, and yet they suffer all the same symptoms and they just don't know it. And I think that there's a lot of liberation to be had by reading the book and then applying those principles. And then taking it a step further and saying, okay, I've decluttered the outside of my home, now I can declutter my body as well. So thank you very much for coming tonight.